seemingly perfect harmony, until one day a young man catches fire. This is Phoenix.
You've been knocked down and got up again. In a corner, you're surrounded, no defenders. You've hid your fury and kept it in. But it's time now, you ignite and turn to embers. Like a phoenix, you burst in a fire, burn. A thirst and desire, you transform right up in a flash. You spread your wings to rise from the ashes. Phoenix, you burst in a fire, burn. A thirst and desire, you transform right up in a flash. You spread your wings to rise from the ashes.
Get ready for verse 2, Electric Boogaloo.
You see the truth behind the veil, and you know that they're just looking for attention. Oh, you don't let their ruthlessness prevail. Oh, it's time now, light your fires for ascension. Like a phoenix, you burst in a fire, burn. A thirst and desire, you transform right up in a flash. You spread your wings to rise from the ashes. Phoenix, you burst in a fire, burn. A thirst and desire, you transform right up in a flash. You spread your wings to rise from the ashes. Phoenix, you burst in a fire, burn. A thirst and desire, you transform right up in a flash. You spread your wings to rise from the ashes. Phoenix, you burst in a fire, burn. A thirst and desire, you transform right up in a flash. You spread your wings to rise from the ashes.
Every 39 seconds, a business falls victim to a cyber attack. Shockingly, a staggering 92% of malware infiltrates organizations through email. In 2023, it's taking organizations an average of 49 days to identify a cyber attack. With CyberSafe DNS Protect, you get one platform with many benefits. Effortlessly control with advanced URL filtering and gain full network visibility. Protect your business from phishing, malware, and advertising tracking. Be up and running in less than 24 hours. Boost productivity with over 80 categories. Protect what matters most. Start protecting today with our free 30-day trial. Experience confidence with CyberSafe DNS Protect. Secure your digital world today. Visit our website.
Get ready for something big. It's the 5th edition of PlayCon, happening October 9th to 12th at the MFCC to Ali. Experience the latest games, tech showcases, epic tournaments, and awesome cosplay. Entrance is free. PlayCon, where gamers unite.
Alright, welcome back everybody. I do apologize, I had a noise gate on my mic in the first game, so there was a bit of cutting with the audio every now and then. I have turned it off, so there might be a bit of clicks and keyboard taps here and there, but hopefully the other sounds will get picked up better as well. Coming up now, we have Project EVERSIO versus CSDE, the main roster, not to be confused with CSDE School. It's going to be a great game. Two of the best teams, I think, in the league. Highest elo teams for sure, alongside Order Zero and a couple of the others as well. We did just see Order Zero best CSDE School over on Nuke. They will be playing later today versus... I actually have no idea who they're playing against, but I do know that they are playing later today at 10 p.m. I believe it is versus Pigeon Baguettes, actually, as Twisgoz mentioned. Right now, though, coming up next is Project EVERSIO and CSDE. And to start us off, we're going to have a couple of interviews. First by MCL, the captain of CSDE, and then we'll throw it over to the boys in blue of EVERSIO. So yeah, let's have a look at those right now.
Hello, I am MCL. I'm the IGL of CSDE, and we are participating in MCL Season 3.
What is your team's goal this season?
We want to win, 100%. We want to win, but mainly we want to definitely reach the final at least, so we can have a good experience with LAN playing on stage. But overall, we want to win the tournament.
What are your pre-game rituals?
I like to play, so I like to shoot aimbots, usually do like 500. I try to play like a face hit or two as well. And then I will go into like deathmatch, usually just listening to music. I have good like noise canceling headphones. I try to kind of get in the zone. And if I'm just playing like normal face it, I just do aimbots and deathmatch. But if I'm playing for like a tournament or something, that's kind of my routine.
If you had to pick any other team this season to be your rivals, who would it be and why?
I'm gonna pick Order Zero. We've played them a few times, and they've beaten us every single time actually. And even previously, before they were Order Zero, their old roster with Berserk was also beating us. It was like the one team we couldn't beat. So I would consider them rivals. I think they're really, really good. They have some really, really talented players. They aim really well. They play good, very good CS. So I think they'll actually make some games very difficult for us. But we feel if we can beat them, we can beat anybody, because these guys have had our number since we've been playing in tournaments here.
Which team is the dark horse this season?
I think people need to watch out for CSDE School, to be honest with you. I think I've been obviously watching their practices and everything, because I kind of manage the team. But I think that there's actually some really good talent on the team, and I think they should make 6th place, and I think they can maybe even upset a team in playoffs. So I think I think a lot of teams have to watch out for them.
Name a player that will make his mark throughout the league.
I think Shikari. I I think he's just gonna completely destroy people with AVP. His movement, game sense, aim, everything is 100% the best in the league. And a lot of people in this league have never played against a player that good. I think he's gonna destroy people.
Why should the viewers at home be rooting for your team?
It'll be tough to win over the Maltese audience because we don't have any Maltese players. But for the Ukrainian audience, obviously we're a Ukrainian team, we're a Ukrainian organization. I'm not Ukrainian myself, but I work in the Ukrainian scene. So if you want like kind of the team that's really passionate, really strong-willed, never gonna give up. And obviously if you don't want to root for a Maltese team, your best option is either CSDE or CSDE schools. So it's all Ukrainians.
Alright guys, so that was MCL from CSDE. Very ambitious, promises from the roster. We've never actually seen them play as this core, as this 5 in a tournament locally. Lots of excitement, I guess, around them. We don't really know what to expect. We just know that they are going to bring very high caliber Counter-Strike to the Maltese scene. They will be going up though against a very tough opponent in the first round. It is local top dogs Project EVERSIO. I'm going to hear quickly from Stakeli and Zelion and what they think about the league. Oh, that is the wrong graphic.
Hi, this is Stakeli from Project EVERSIO. I'm here with Zelion, and we're taking part in MCL League Season 3.
What is your team's goal this season?
Obviously, the goal is to win the entire thing, but mostly to develop the entire team.
What are your pre-game rituals?
Used to be a cigarette for me, but
now you're advanced. Pre-game rituals, obviously the regular deathmatch 15 minutes before the game, going to the veto, and just having like a laugh with the guys before the game.
If you had to pick any other team this season to be your rivals, who would it be and why?
I think historically it's been Order Zero, but now we have a new team that might
Potential contender, yeah.
might be a contender for us, and I'm looking forward to see how that match goes.
Yeah, so I would say Order Zero mainly, but we have to see who other team can compete against us,
Yeah.
Which team is the dark horse this season?
I think if Anarchy can get their act together, they're a really strong team. They have strong gamers, Retro, KD4, Luca, Herbert, the tactical genius, Bayu with Diop. They're all really good players, but they need to get their team in sync, I think.
Yeah, same for me. Anarchy, I think, is the underdog for the event.
Name a player that will make his mark throughout the league.
I would say one of my favorite players to probably watch this season is Luca 8K from Anarchy. And maybe Bungie as well, because Bungie has been playing with us for quite some time now, and he's really, taking control of things, and he's learning a lot. So
usually racks up those MVP awards in both these local tournaments. So yeah, look out for Bungie, guys.
Will your team be ending the season with positive fantasy points?
I sure hope so, bro.
Hopefully all players end up with positive points. Yeah, I would say so.
Why should the viewers at home be rooting for your team?
Project EVERSIO is, to me, or well, mostly to everyone, the #1 organization when it comes to esports in Malta. So we're an exciting couple of guys. We play CS all the time, and we hope, or at least our goal is always to win the tournament. So if you're looking for a team, sure, you may be a glory hunter, but
remember, the organizer of the whole thing is your man right here, and he forms part of EVERSIO, so that's another reason why you should root for us.
Alright guys, so we're actually going to jump straight into the veto here as it is underway. CSDE will be banning first, so they have a couple of bans, and then the ball does roll over to EVERSIO. Quite a similar map pool between these teams actually. Perhaps just EVERSIO playing Overpass a bit more than CSDE, so might see that coming out as a ban, but could swing either way. Actually, will be interesting to see how this goes. We'll also take a look at a head-to-head in just a moment. But yeah, CSDE with the first ban here, so we'll just wait and see what map that is going to land on. Of course, have 4 minutes, 5 minutes in the ban phase. So they just want to be discussing and going over the CSD actually playing Ancient double the amount of times that EVERSIO have in the past 30, 61 times to EVERSIO's 33, according to this Face It extension. That of course does not tell the full story though. Teams could be practicing and playing maps where it does not show. So will be interesting to see where this game ends up going. If the ELO is anything to go by, then EVERSIO have 5 level 10s as opposed to CSDE's 3 level 10s, a level 9 and a level 6. However, we have heard a lot about Shikari over on the side of CSDE and also Kuroto, so will be very interesting to see how those guys play, sitting on 3.5 and 3.8k ELO respectively. So some really crazy players in the server. Will hopefully be dropping some crazy shots and some crazy clips for us to see as well, but still waiting for the first ban here, so we can go ahead and look at the head-to-head actually while that is happening. And for this matchup, it's actually going to be MCL against Stekeli, so a couple of players we just heard from. Stekeli, of course, having just played, beating Pigeon Baguettes 13-0. I actually wanted to mention that Zelion shouted out Luca from Team Anarchy in his interview there. It's quite surprising though. Pigeon Baguettes are beating Anarchy currently 4-2 over on Train. So it will be very interesting to see how that goes. Unfortunately, don't have a stream of that game, but at 10 we will have a stream of Order Zero against Pigeon Baguettes, playing a lot of games today. I think it's Pigeon Baguettes at least. Let me just make sure for you guys. But we have the head-to-head here, MCL versus Stekeli. Stekeli having that first match already. Average KD, MCL slightly favored here. However, then it is quite even. He just edges out Stekeli on average headshot and ADR. However, Stekeli was the second highest fragger in the opening game against Pigeon Baguettes. So that is going to be very interesting indeed. Shadowhunters are the team to face Order Zero later on today. So it is not Pigeon Baguettes, my bad. And CSDE will be joining shortly. Just have a couple of PC issues. So yeah, we're going to show it to a quick intermission, and once we are ready for the veto, we will have that in just a sec.
Trapped inside a dream, could have sworn it used to be our home. Echoes filled the streets, in the crowd feeling all alone. Sat right there, oh so quiet, try to hide it. If a new thought formed, we would swallow it down. Empty stares, never question the illusion. If you play alone, they will leave you to drown. Stand up, 'cause we are the movement. Don't stop, straight into the dark. Wake up, 'cause this is the moment. And every fire starts with a spark. A revolution. Stand up, 'cause we are the movement.
Alright guys, so we actually do have the first ban here. I'm unsure if it's going to stay or not, but CSDE do have a bit of technical issues. Kuroto actually going to have sub out for Icebeard, but they did give us our first couple of bans. Is yet to see if they will stick or not, but I'm assuming they will. So first ban is Mirage, and second ban, quite expectedly, is Train. Very unplayed, and I did say Train was selected, that's my bad. Second ban was indeed Train. So I believe we will have a bit of a drawn-out veto here, just to give CSDE some time to switch their computers and players out as required. However, remaining maps Dust, 2, Nuke, Overpass, Ancient, and Inferno. And I'll be really, really surprised if we see Nuke or if we see Overpass. I believe this is probably going to go down to Dust 2, actually, seeing how the maps do line up. And we are seeing now if the veto might be delayed. So we might have to throw it back to an intermission, but just going to hold on for a second here. Hopefully we can get underway. Pep Mac 1, sorry, just seeing your message now. Right now we are going to have Project EVERSIO versus CSDE. We saw earlier CSDE School bested by Order Zero, 13-1 on Nuke, and we are awaiting our veto now. for this upcoming matchup. In the meantime, going to check on Pigeon Baguette and Anarchy. Anarchy fought it back to a 4-4 here. So it is all even there. I was quite surprised for a second. Good on the guys of Pigeon Baguette dusting themselves off after the 13-0 defeat and actually registering quite a few rounds against what many of us thought would be a very difficult opponent coming into the tournament. We are actually going to have a 5-minute timeout here, I believe. Inferno has also been banned on the veto, but to be honest, I don't know if these bans are going to stick or not. So I am going to throw it over to a quick intermission, and if the veto then does hold, we will come and revisit it shortly.
Don't say we can't, oh, just don't say another word. These thoughts you've imagined aren't real, aren't adding up. You fetched your ideas from nowhere, all from another world. Your logic's impaired, your full picture is cropped. Cause we both know one day they're just gonna try again. Without doubt, it's my say, if all's gonna mend. We both know that one day the sun's gonna rise again. So don't pout for our sake, cause this ain't the end. We both know that one day the sun's gonna rise again. So don't pout for our sake, cause this ain't the end. We both know that one day they're just gonna try again. Without doubt, it's my say, if all's gonna mend. We both know that one day the sun's gonna rise again. So don't pout for our sake, cause this ain't the end. Dear bright brain, you're so far off, oh it's like you can't see ahead. These feelings you've caught don't make sense, your plan's gonna flop. You keep raising doubts without cause, all you feel is dread. My logic is fair, if it's pain, it's ever gonna stop. Cause we both know that one day he's not gonna cry again. Without doubt, it's my say, if all's gonna mend. We both know that one day the sun's gonna rise again.
Alright guys, I do have some news for you. The veto was actually completed and it was valid. We are actually going to end up, let me just get my veto graphics up here. So we had a ban on Dust 2, and I just marked that as pick again. We had a ban on Dust 2, a ban on Inferno, that's already showing, a ban on Overpass, and a ban on Nuke. So it will indeed be Ancient that was picked. Quite surprising. CSDE playing it double the amount of times that EVERSIO did, but EVERSIO must be confident if they are willing to play against CSDE on the map. So we will throw it over to one last quick intermission just to wait for the warm-up and that knife round, and then we will be underway with the second match of the MCL, Project EVERSIO versus CSDE, coming soon.
You left your perfume on the pillow and your whispers in the air. Got your face stuck in the mirror and I keep finding your hair. Got a big box in my closet with the fall pictures we took. Oh, and I keep finding dog ears that you left in my books. Miss your ache and I just crash over, cause you crashed in like a tsunami. Woke up next to you so hungover. on the hanger, right where you left it in March. Every night I'm on my phone like maybe you'll text me again, but all I get are reminders that we're better off as friends. Yeah, got your toothbrush sitting in the bathroom, got your slippers waiting by the bed. Every little thing you left here, ever since you left, you've been living rent free in my head. Keep telling everyone I'm trying to move forward, but it's so easy getting stuck in the past. Every little thing you left here, sitting where you left it last. Miss your hate, can I just crash over? Guess you crashed in like a tsunami. Woke up next to you so hungover, sunlight painted stripes on your body. I'd give anything that I have for just another one of your nights. You can have it all in a life, but just a minute more of your time. Just a minute more of your time. Miss your hate, can I just crash over? 'Cause you crashed in like a tsunami. Woke up next to you so hungover, sunlight painted stripes on your body. I'd give anything, oh anything, oh anything, for just a minute more of your time. 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 Most days I can barely leave my bed, 'cause someone lives rent free inside my head. I say I'm not okay, I'm terrified when I go to sleep, when I close my eyes. What the hell am I supposed to do? Oh my God, I can't breathe, and they don't know why. Angels come and they leave to the midnight sky. You only know how much you meant. You only know the time we spent. Take the pain from my heart and make it whole again. Please God, can you give me some relief? I've been out here hiding like a thief. I'll pull the windows down when I feel low. Keep my demons close so nobody knows the crusade that lives inside of me. Oh my God, I can't breathe, and they don't know why. Angels come and they leave to the midnight sky. You only know how much you meant. You only know the time we spent. Take the pain from my heart and make it whole again. Galaxies lifeless, I don't think they fight fair. Why am I so sad all the time? I don't wanna take my drugs out.
Alright guys, I do have confirmation that we are indeed good to go, so I can just put the game screen up there. Project EVERSIO starting on the T side, CSDE CT over on Ancient. So once again, CSDE playing this map way more than EVERSIO, but EVERSIO throughout ESEA historically really enjoyed playing Ancient, so maybe had something to do with that. But anyways, we're gonna get underway with the pistol round here, and I just noticed CS is muted. Alright, CS should be sorted now. But lots of aggression from EVERSIO. Early on into Cave here, looking for a fast A-pop, looking to catch Pel9 off guard in this short position, but will be Pel9 finding the first frag onto Sekeli before being traded by Bungie, but Zura hasn't been spotted yet. Bungie does find a couple, but combines with Pel9 to find the kills there. And Pel9 is actually MCL, guys, so that's just his username. In case of any confusion, face it, of course, not allowing you to change your username that often. And it is a 1 versus 3 now. Just Zelion left. Bomb is on his back, and he does have a minute. But EVERSIO not spotting Zura in that corner. Does get a couple of frags off the back of it. And Clove could have to deal with Zelion here. Does indeed spot him out. So now position is known, and Zelion will have to face Shikari here as he comes barreling into the side. But Shikari, calm as you like, just one tap Zelion out the round and gives CSDE the pistol. It's of course a very heated map. A very heated matchup actually, very early on in the season. Both of these teams potential contenders for the overall victory. EVERSIO may be a bit more known locally, so might have a few more fans and more people rooting for them, but CSDE draw first blood, taking the pistol. EVERSIO full safe here, just the beagle on the Bungie, and they are going to try and move towards that A site. Sekeli the lone lurker with the bomb, so EVERSIO trying to sell a fake over towards A. Might allow Sekeli to go and get a bomb plant down on the B site there. Nothing found towards A main, so an explosion towards mid from EVERSIO. Shikari with the first frag, with the second as well onto Bungie. Damage has been sustained, but Sekeli has been spotted out now by the SMG of Zura. So lots of money being made early on by the CSDE players using these SMGs and really farming up the frags. Just Trevor and Zelion now left in the 2 versus 5. Low HP onto Shikari, but close range does get the dink onto Trevor as well and will find the kill. So Shikari 3 kills in the round, 4 in the game so far, and Zelion once again left alone, this time in a 1 versus 5. Bomb has been dropped over on that B side though, and might hear Icebeard coming towards him, but Auto Director seems to have other ideas for us. So again, back to Zelion, has been spotted now, Dink as well, and will go down. So unfortunately for EVERSIO, all 5 players do fall to those SMGs. Lots of money for the CSDE schools. CSDE school were earlier. Lots of money for CSDE here. And the question is now, do they upgrade those SMGs or do they hold on, as EVERSIO will be able to pull out 5 AKs with limited utility albeit, but a massive firepower advantage for the boys in blue here. CSDE, 3 players quick down mid. Facing maybe some aggression from EVERSIO. EVERSIO do indeed look to fight from this upper position. Keith will find the first on the ice here. Does he expect the second and the third? Sekeli kills being traded across the board, finding Azura. Zelion will be Shikari then. And MCL with the flank does get taken down by Trevor. Could have had a lot more impact there, but all of a sudden it's just Pel9 left in the 3 versus 1, and the MP9s do come to bite CSDE back, as they were simply outgunned in that mid engagement, and EVERSIO now in a comfortable 3 versus 1 post plant. Just Pel9, no kit to his name, just an MP9, some util. Honestly, might be looking to save a rifle here. However, still lingering around this CT position. Sekeli just looks away at the wrong time, but Pel9 will indeed opt for the save. Pel9 trying to catch anyone trying to save from CT, but EVERSIO safely through A main and through Donut. taking 3 AKs into the next round. Pal9 has been spotted but will not be taken down. Allowed to save this armor, SMG and utility into the next round. Don't think we'll see anybody picking up that MP9 though. In fact, it will just be left over in CT, 4 rifles and an AWP on Shikari. Shikari had a lot of hype around him and his op. 6-1 in the game so far, so it will be very exciting to see what he can do with that. EVERSIO, of course, shifting the roles coming into this tournament. Zelion taking up the mantle of the AWP. Trevor opting to IGL this time around. So far no op for EVERSIO just yet. We'll have to see if they get their hands on it. And Shikari actually a missed shot. Bungie almost capitalizes. Does land the headshot onto Icebeard there. Shikari though does find Zelion. So Stekeli not wanting to peek this Donald position, knows there's an off, a double smoke from EVERSIO there actually. Maybe a bit of a mishap, some utility use. And Pal9 with the swinging shot onto Bungie. Trevor low on HP does find the frag though, and that's a big frag and he does spot MCL looking the wrong direction and does catch him. So EVERSIO 3 versus 2 now. These remaining CSDE players both merging towards the CT position, and Trevor will keep their attention. Shikari just about gets Trevor before getting taken down by Stekeli, and Stekeli will spot this last player and will take him down as well. Zura going down to the AK of Stekeli, and Stekeli able to save an AWP into the next round. So Shikari did hit a couple of shots, but overall not enough for his team. And CSDE will be calling a timeout here just to talk things over. Economy is not very good after a couple of losses. There was a very expensive gun round to lose it. All 5 players going down. And the EVERSIO quickly bounced back from the lost pistol. All the players firing for EVERSIO so far, all within 2 kills of each other. Over on the side of CSDE, Shikari already carving himself out quite a lead. 8-2. Early days, of course, though, in the game. Shikari, the most expensive player actually on the MCL Fantasy. Wanted to have him in my team, but just couldn't afford it. So definitely living up to that hype so far. We'll have to see how this game finishes out. We are good to go once again. Timeout has ended. Round 5 here. Just some upgraded pistols on a couple of these CSDE players, and the EVERSIO should really be securing this and taking the lead. But a bit of an aggressive play here. Pal9 actually going to run into his own teammate's grenade, and all 5 of these CSDE players trying to catch any EVERSIO players lurking towards that B side, but they're gonna head towards A, and off the back of that CT aggression, CSDE know that B is empty and it's gonna be an A hit, so quickly repositioning all 5 players. Will send some warning shots to smoke at Pal9. He's already reached behind these EVERSIO players. Really up to the timing here, and a missed shot from Zelion onto Pal9. Just calls Stekeli over for backup and will find the Pal9. Indeed, Stekeli taking down Pal9. Bomb will have to go down. Trevor finally planting. And a bit of an awkward situation here as that CT smoke starts to fade. Stekeli low on HP, but Trevor taking down Zura. 5 versus 3 now, and Zelion ready for Icebeard's lurk. So just MCL and Shikari left. Stekeli goes on the hunt, takes down Pal9. Shikari does find Trevor in the meantime. So that is a gun down on the ground, but do not think he will be allowed to go anywhere near it to save. Shikari lands a dink onto Zelion actually across mid, so some great aim, taking down Stekeli as well. That's a 3rd headshot in a row for Shikari, making it as expensive as possible for EVERSIO. However, EVERSIO will find themselves in the lead for the first time this game. Of course, we unfortunately had to see Kuroto subbed out by Icebeard. Did have some technical difficulties. EVERSIO though looking to capitalize off the back of that. Can only play against their opponents in the server, of course, so would have and could have been a better match potentially, but still a close game so far. 3-2, and CSDE back in it with a bye now. EVERSIO fast out of A main, and Shikari will take down Keith, carrying on his tear. 11-2, and MCL outside Donut smoke, only good for 1. Shikari through the smoke with another kill, taking down Zelion now, just leaving Stekeli and Bungie in the 4 versus 2. 3 players from this temple position. And Shikari, a third kill in the round, taking down Bungie. Skelly does find Pell9, but will get taken down by Icebeard. So, game tied up once again. Guns to be saved all around for the CSDE camp. And Shikari 13-2, absolutely dominating the server so far. And single-handedly, I almost winning this round for CSDE. 3 super impactful frags. Securing A site and sending the EVERSIO back to the drawing board. He does have around 9.5k though, so EVERSIO will definitely be able to reinvest into this round. Question is if they want that AWP back out on Zelion. Unable to find any impact so far, and it does not look like... Actually, I say that will indeed be dropped over to him, so EVERSIO trusting in their AWPer. Big duels coming up for them as Shikari once again has landed this AWP in his hands. Firepower does favor EVERSIO, but they will need to make use of their limited utility. Zelion, just a flash, Keith, just a smoke and a flash. Some aggressive plays from CSDE here. Are EVERSIO ready for it? Over towards that cave position. Trevor does spot the first player, but is taken down by the second. Bungie in the meantime does catch Shikari walking out of Donut, so a big kill to find. Will get traded by Emplo though. The molly not allowing him to retreat back into safety. So a 3 versus 3 now. Over top fraggers over on the CSDE side taken down. And as I say that, Pell9 does find a great timing onto Stekeli, giving his team a man advantage. Does also find Bomb. That's a massive kill from Pell9 there, upgrading to the AK in the meantime. And the EVERSIO now in a 3 versus 2 have to work their way back into this round. A minute on the clock. And CSDE have just thrown out their last smoke grenade, so EVERSIO will have to run down the clock a bit, but still have a lot to play for in this round. Of course, Zelion though will be walking in to 3 rifles, so it really needs Keith. Zelion lucky to get away with his life there, was spotted out by the CSDE players. Now it's being held with an AWP, so a very difficult situation for EVERSIO here. A flash and the smoke over on Keith. Flash for Zelion, and Zelion just trying to hard clear these corners, could get caught. 20 seconds, bomb is cooking. Keith really needs to frag, doesn't find it, so just Zelion with the AWP will go down as well. And EVERSIO unable to find anything in the 2 versus 3 there. CSDE very comfortably holding on and electing to save 3 AKs. No AWP is going to be picked up as they do have enough to buy. 4-3, CSDE do re-establish their lead. And EVERSIO, no bomb plant means no money to invest into this round. Just a couple of deagles on Trevor and Bungie and nothing else. Some utility will tag Keith down low. Well, down low didn't do that much actually, just down to 88. Could have been worse. And I saw Pell9 jumping there, thought he was gonna get caught by Bungie, but no kills found for either side just yet. Photo Director really just jumped at the worst moment there. Icebeard, aggressive out of cave, not spotting anything down towards mid, so knows that it could be some ramped aggression. Nothing's been seen on A main yet either, and this smoke's really gonna put a spanner in EVERSIO's plan for this round. Zelion tagged so low to the smoke. Pell9 just lighting them up, and now lots of footsteps being carried. Zura and Pell9 combining, and 5 easy frags over for the side of CSDE. So CT side of Ancient, CSDE do take a 5 round, well, not lead here, but they have been the first 2 5 rounds, and they do have a 2-round lead over EVERSIO. Tech pause actually rather than a timeout being called here. Just wait and see what that is about. But yeah, Shikari 13-3, really dominating the server so far. Rest of his team haven't had to do too much. Pell9 6-4, Zura 5-4, Icebeard and Mclo 4-4 respectively. Over on the side of EVERSIO, it's actually Stekeli leading the way, 6-6. looking at the scoreboard, it's actually surprising how close of a game it has been, as Keith and Zillion really struggling in the early stages of this match. Both 2 and 6. Trevor and Bungie also not fragging to their usual potential. Trevor, of course, has been picking up that IGL mental, so might not be expecting him to top frag as we are used to seeing him. But CSDE leaving A side completely clear here, as they want to send 3 players down mid. And Bungie already made his way into A main, so we'll find an open A side. No kills being traded by either of these sides yet, no damage done either. Just a lot of utility, and Shikari with this AWP does come to ask questions around ramp, and that's what Trevor. Excellent flick, man advantage for CSDE. Bungie out on A side though, calling a clear side, just spots that one player in Donut. We'll have to deal with the CT player as well, but EVERSIO, they're quick on the rotate. As CSDE, they know the jig is up on A. And they start to pull over some of their own players. Shikari here, going to blow up the smoke, gonna look for that pick. Second smoke though, not allowing him to find any frags. Pel9 with the lurk will take down Stikeli, so 2-man advantage for CSDE. EVERSIO goes to the smoke. Bungie unable to find Icebeard, will find the frag. Shikari backing up MCL to take down Keith, leaving just Zillion. It's gonna get run down by the CSDE side. 6-3 lead for them. And EVERSIO, just 1 kill and the bomb plant.
Counter-terrorists win.
(6-3) on Ancient now. EVERSIO need a couple of rounds to say that this is a somewhat okay T side. Of course, Ancient, at least how I know it, tends to be more CT-sided. They're looking to string a few rounds together. Do have a bit of a scruffy bite together here, and MCL should be spotting the first player over towards mid. Sorry, with that op does take down Bungie. As Stikeli does push into this red room, looking for this opening frag, and it could be Icebeard actually finding the kill instead, and will indeed be taking down Stikeli. Lots of damage done by EVERSIO, and Keith actually gonna find Pel9. MCL and Icebeard also very low, so these Tech 9s all of a sudden become very dangerous. Shikari one missed shot with the AWP, and these T's could be all over him. Bomb is actually making its way to A side though. Trevor is making his way into that donut position, and the kill of Keith onto Icebeard is completely selling this as a B execute from EVERSIO. So Trevor has A side all to himself, hasn't planted yet, will plant now, so CSDE about to find out that they have been tricked. It has been all a ruse, and they must make their way over towards the A site now. Zillion, in the meantime, with the scout posted over in Donut, will have 3 players to shoot from, as all 3 CTs elect from this short position. So with the first onto Pel9, that was the low player. Shikari for the refrag, does find the frag, and Zora, what a shot on to Trevor. Shikari straight onto the defuse, and will find it indeed. Keith unable to find anything, might have opted to save the AK instead there. I'm not sure if that was the best idea from Keith, but nonetheless, EVERSIO do get the bomb plant and do find 3 kills. So maybe wanted the victory in the round there once it was the 3v3. However, cannot complain with that at all, and will be able to fully invest into round 11 here. As CSDE do carve out a 4-round advantage, have secured the half as well, and EVERSIO looking to find these final 2 rounds to make it a 7-5 half. Quick util will do lots of damage to Keith. Zillion already on ramp, take down Pel9. So op position is known, and Shikari looking for the there. 17 and 13, very confident right now. Definitely demolishing the rest of the server. Bungie, great shot onto Zura, opening up that A site. MCL having to pick up the pieces, and Shikari going aggressive down towards ramp. Does find Keith. Zillion not quick enough on the refrag. So just a 1-man advantage for EVERSIO here. MCL not wanting to step forward. Will hear Bungie making his way back onto the site. Can relay that information over towards his team. Icebeard coming from this donut position will be joined shortly by Shikari. Zillion, will he expect this? Does spot out Shikari and finds the frag. Ice Spirit in the meantime taking down Bungie. So 1-man advantage is maintained for EVERSIO. Trevor finding Pal9, sorry, MCL, and it's just Ice Spirit left. Finds the carry, but Trevor good for the frag. EVERSIO do finally find another round and do secure a fourth. CSDE though stringing 4 back-to-back, or 5 rounds actually together. Let's have a look here. It was indeed 5 rounds after each other. So, able to invest fully into this last round, and that's just a ridiculous scoreboard. 1,400 damage by Shikari, only 4 deaths. And he has been undoubtedly the X-Factor for the CSDE side. CSD playing a bit more default now, one towards mid, a couple of players down at the donut and a couple on B. Not any aggression towards any side of the map just yet. Bungie will be boosted up here, looking for that long duel against Pal9, but Pal9 not to take it, but does swing out into the nade and does actually get quite a lot of info on those ramp players. But Trevor not ready for Ice Bear, does fall down. Thought for sure Trevor had the frag there. As CSDE take a man advantage over on round 12. 3 CT players now over towards the B side. EVERSIO might look to end on A, as they have done so often in this game so far. MCL looking for the duel against the Kelly in mid. As Bungie makes his way out ramp. Get taken down. Heat behind Bungie also is going to fall. As the Kelly in the meantime did find that frag in Donald, but tagged so low, and Shikari with the op here, just waiting for the peak, does miss it, but hits the headshot with the USP, leaving Zillion in a 1 versus 4 here. We'll have to go for it. It's the last round, but wasn't even spotted. Zillion does find the frag, was legged by Shikari. So very low HP for Zillion here. Has to deal with the ramp and the cave player. I don't see any way Zillion can win this. Has to hit the shot onto Icebeard. Don't even check him though. And Icebeard securing a 3rd kill in the round. And an 8th round for CSDE in the half. So very dominant display by CSDE and Shikari in particular over on that first half. EVERSIO though now on the CT side, looking to bring the fight to CSDE. As the kills have picked up a little, but still nobody hitting double digits on the EVERSIO side. Shikari and Icebeard both reached that for CSDE. Pal9 also very close. EVERSIO's top fragger right now is Stekali with 7, however his teammates are all very close on 6 and 5 kills respectively. So not enough if they want to beat CSDE here with the way CSDE have been playing. And CSDE quickly sending 3 players into this cave position. No kills to be found just yet though, and re-diverting their focus towards ramp. Into Donut now, looking to explode onto this A site, and this Bungie outside of Temple, as his teammates will have to rotate over. He does go down in flow. Pal9 also finding the frag onto Bungie. Iceberg taking down Stekali as well, leaving just Zillion and Trevor in a 2 versus 5 now. Also Director terrible this round, not letting us see any of the frags. Trevor does have a kit though, so EVERSIO will be going for it. Shikari low on HP. Zillion knows there's a player close, will find the kill onto Icebeard. It's a big kill to find. Was one of the high health players. Then with another onto Shikari. And Trevor is going to get onto the defuse. Does have the smoke as well. Holding this defuse and will indeed find the defuse. Zura unable to find the knife kill in the smoke. And Zillion also taking down a 3rd kill in Donut. So EVERSIO in the 4 versus 2. Trevor and Zillion combining for the victory there. Zillion 3 kills in Donut and Trevor sticking the defuse with the smoke. Great round from EVERSIO. Great retake. Despite the man disadvantage. Will allow them to buy into the 2nd round. However, off the back of that bomb plant, CSDE confident to buy as well. Shikari with that AK, 19 and 6, looking to tap some heads here. Will be going mid, but will get taken down with the utility. So that is one of the 2 rifles on CSDE side lost early on in the round. And Stekali looking to punish the aggressive cities. Zillion though will get taken down. Able to take down Icebeard, only the dink. And Zura will at least get the plant, as Trevor does find Emplo holding on a ramp. So 4 versus 3 retake for EVERSIO here, but Trevor low on HP and Pal9 holding. Does take down Bungie, so all of a sudden a 3 versus 3 and Trevor low on health. Firepower does favor EVERSIO, but CSDE could still do a lot in this round, and Stekeli only good for one. He does finally find Icebeard, and last player has been spotted, and Trevor, cool as you like, does find the frag and does at least secure EVERSIO a second round. Was close, was expensive, and bomb count was found by the T side, but EVERSIO do secure the round in the end. Will save an M4 and an AK into the next as well, as EVERSIO secure a 6th and reduce the deficit to just 2, so 8-6 here, closest game of the season thus far. There was Pigeon Baguette holding Anarchy to a 4-4 draw, but last I checked it was 10-4 in favor of Anarchy. Game surely has ended now unless it is in some double overtime. But back over here, round 15. A bit of an investment from CSDE, but that utility does so much damage down towards mid. However, kills being traded, MCL and Iceband do find Stekeli and Keith, and A-side almost open except for Bungie, who's able to swing out and find 2, and just Shikari left with this deagle, but it is all he needs, does find Bungie, so a 2 versus 1 now for Shikari, and EVERSIO scared to go for this frag. Shikari picking up the rifle now, but Trevor, what a flick, takes Shikari's head clean off, and EVERSIO do find their 7th round of the game. I spoke to Trevor yesterday and I told him, you know, man, I was gonna swap you out with Bungie in my fantasy so that I could somehow get a more expensive player from a different team. But I told him, you know what, I'm gonna trust you. He told me, leave it up to me, I'm a fragging IGL. And he's 9-10 right now, but with shots like that, I'm feeling confident. I'm feeling confident. CSDE using their 2nd tactical timeout of the game. Losing the first 3 rounds here, but we'll have a bye now. 3 AKs on their top 3 fraggers. MCL and Zora opting for lesser weaponry. MCL with a Galil and no utility. Zora with the Mach 10 and some util. EVERSIO 5 rifles for them, just 1 AK though. So we'll be looking to win this round with a lot of players alive, and we'll be looking to save those 1-tap machines into the next round. Round 16 here. CSD looking to re-establish their lead, and EVERSIO looking to tie up the game. Bomb does make its way over towards ramp early on, as the molly will tag Pel9, still quick over towards mid. Just a Kelly for EVERSIO holding in front of Red Room, but Smoke is going to keep him at bay for the minute, as the rest of CSDE just make their way towards ramp and mid. Inching their way up slowly, and Stekeli trapped in a bit of an awkward position here. Could catch the timing actually onto these mid players, but as they now start to wrap their way over towards this cave and ramp position, opportunity lost. EVERSIO, though, for them, good things. 3 players over on this B site, and Bungie actually not convinced that there's going to be a lingering around CT. So 1 minute left on the clock, and MCL is going to go and line up. Looks like a long smoke there. Very quiet across Ancient right now. Online just waiting to see if he's going to get swung out by any player. Trevor had made his way over to mid momentarily, coming back onto the B side off the back of this utility. So will be execute all 5 players coming out onto the side. Zelion good for 2, does go down eventually. Trevor from long does find another, and Keith and K take down Pel9. So just Shikari left, 1 versus 3. Finds the first. Let's not rule him out of this just yet. 23 and 8. Does go for the long play, but double peek from EVERSIO, and Bungie finding a very important frag there, as EVERSIO do tie up the game. Just 1 AK saved by EVERSIO, but 2 rifles nonetheless carried into the round, and EVERSIO do hold on to that B site against all odds. A 5-man waterfall crescending onto the side, but Zelion with 2 very impactful frags, Trevor doing enough from long, and Keith so impactful in cave, maintaining the site. So 8-8 now. EVERSIO have successfully tied up the game. And CSDE 3 Tech 9s and Mach 10 and an AK once again on the red hot Shikari. However, they will be walking into a stack of 3 players. They have just walked out onto the side though, and Zelion will get caught with his pants down actually. Keith and Trevor do take down do find some kills of their own, though. Zura will find Keith in cave eventually. 3 versus 2 now. What a weird round that was. CSD able to just walk out onto the side. Icebeard so close in the smoke there, looking to find some kills on the reload. Will get punished, but Zura able to find the plant. A big plant for CSDE, allowing them to invest fully into the next round. Plus bonus and bomb plant. EVERSIO do hold on well there from what could have been a very shaky situation. So EVERSIO do take the lead. I don't know if this is actually the first time. I believe they did take a 3-2 lead early on in the game before falling 7-3, then 7-4 and 8-4. But EVERSIO now 5 on the trot, matching CSDE's own CT side early on, and it is 9-8. We'll need another 3 to at least confirm overtime though, so job is not done yet. Quick aggression into A main will get punished by EVERSIO. Zelion missing a shot and Bungie not finding any sprays, so all of a sudden CSDE with a very open A side, Sicily good for one to the smoke. Unfortunately for him, that was Pel9, was already so low on HP, he was just on borrowed time. And one will be going down now in the 3 versus 4 retake, and you have to say for EVERSIO, unless they find a quick frag here, it will instead be Trevor going down to Shikari. It might just be the safe call. Kelly and Keith left in the 4 versus 2. Quick A main aggression from EVERSIO, punished as no shots were landed. Zillion really struggling so far on the AWP, maybe not accustomed to playing against such a high elo opponent in these new roles yet. However, not all is lost yet. Game is going to be tied up 9-9 and still everything to play for as we move in to round 19 here.
Terrorists win.
Over on the side of EVERSIO, kills are still very even, but all the players now finally hitting double digits. Over on the side of CSDE, MCL still 7 and 12, Zura and Pel9 also 10 apiece, so definitely allowing Shikari and Icebeard to lead the charge. Especially Shikari 25 and 10. Great kills, and Icebeard continuing his great form, taking down Bungie. Bungie actually landing the dink, but AK advantage there does give them an advantage to CSDE. EVERSIO once again locked out of the A side. Trevor does go aggressive on side and able to find Icebeard and Pel9 as well, so Trevor doing as much as he can from this difficult position, and that does allow Stakeli actually to come in from Donut and take down MCL. So 3 versus 2, EVERSIO man advantage. Zura just 2 HP, but Shikari with that AWP, always a threat. Put him in a 1 versus 2, a 1 versus 3, a 1 versus 5. Never rule him out of the round. Stakeli has to be careful as Shikari will be taking some shots through the smoke. 1 minute left on the clock. EVERSIO know that bomb is down on this B site. Zelion actually with a rotate in A main, not going for the push just yet. CSDE will start to creep their way up onto the site. Zura not completely convinced that A main is safe as Shikari does pick up the bomb. Zelion too far away to deny the plant here, so bomb will be going down. EVERSIO do know now that it is indeed over on this A site. EVERSIO does find does find the first frag onto Zura there. Shikari good for the trade. EVERSIO not trying to give them any 1v1s as Stakeli will molly Shikari off the bomb and does just stick the defuse out here. So a great play from EVERSIO, denying CSDE anyway back into that round there. However, Shikari able to hold on to this AWP. Another technical pause being taken now. Curious to see who it is from. Over chat is of course closed due to the HUD that we have on display. A very nice custom HUD. Of course, we had our media day, all of the players getting their pictures added onto the HUD. We do have a few who did not submit some pictures, or we had a few substitutes as well. who did not submit any pictures. We can see Icebeard and Zora just with the standard picks, but everybody else looking mighty dapper on the HUD, if I do say so. And EVERSIO edging ever closer to the magical number 13, looking to secure this game. It would be a massive victory early on in the season for EVERSIO. One of arguably their toughest 2 to 3 opponents. Be a big frag to find. I am actually gonna check what the other game, how the other game ended. So Anarchy did not allow Pigeon Baguette any other rounds, ended 13 to 4. And we do of course have our second stream currently ongoing. Mantin taking care of Order 0 versus Shadowhunters, who are off to a 3-2 start, a 4-2 start actually. Order 0 in the lead. That is being played over on Overpass, one of the newest maps, in the latest map actually in the map pool. So lots of great games all over. And we'll wait and see for this game to get back underway. Question in the chat: do you think CSDE School can beat Shadowhunters? I think CSDE School played a great game against Order 0. I just think that Order 0 have the experience, have the firepower, and have the map pool. Of course, many of these guys have been playing together for a long time. I won't tell you what I was told exactly, but you did get a very good shout out from a player over on the Order 0 side for things that you guys can really hit a high peak. So, best of luck to you guys in your upcoming matches. We are good to go here though once again. Round 20, Curtin EVERSIO with a slim 1 round lead margin over CSDE, and CSDE quick towards B side here, looking to just full send it down on B. Smoke will extinguish them fully and quick onto the side. Trevor will go down immediately. Zelion, sorry, Keith in a very difficult position will also be going down. Stekeli needs to get the two here. Will find the first, Zelion finding another. Stekeli with a third. So first all of a sudden with a man advantage, but as I say that Shikari, it's always him finding another frag. Naz as well takes Stekeli. Stekeli in a quite an unfavorable duel there over towards long against the AWP. So Zelion left in the 1 versus 2 now. Does have a kit, does have a smoke and a flash, but don't know if he will be going for it. This really needs to find Icebeard and needs to flash the bomb for a defuse. But as we can see, Zelion making his way over towards CT, and it will be a save. But EVERSIO, they're low on money. CSDE have kept them humble in these rounds that they have lost. And not a lot of cash over on the EVERSIO side. Zelion 3k, Stekeli 4. But Keith 1.4, Trevor 2.7, and Bungie 2.4. Not gonna have a great buy whatsoever coming into this next round. And the B aggression finally pays off for CSDE. It did look like EVERSIO had managed to weasel their way back into the round for a minute, but Shikari, lethal as you like with the AWP. And we have a tied game once again. EVERSIO will fully invest into this round though, so a very, very important round. And CSDE looking just to send it back towards B. Worked for them in the previous round, so why not try against the worst weaponry? Do find the first couple of frags. Zelion posted up in cave here. Shikari also taking down Stekeli immediately. Zelion needs a frag here, but will go down, and just Bungie with the famous left. Nothing for EVERSIO in this round, just a lot of damage, but no frags. And it will be a clean sweep for CSDE, taking down all 5 Project EVERSIO members, and Project EVERSIO not finding anything in the meantime. So 11 to 10, CSD definitely looking like they're gonna find the 12th tier unless they blunder what is essentially a free round. And the EVERSIO will have to fight against 2 match points, which even though, you know, in the next round, not the best of buys. Loss bonus only at 2 right now. Will be 3 nades over on the EVERSIO side. First of those will be sent over towards mid. Next 2, I believe, will go towards ramp. Ramp, but just low here. And will take down Keith, rushing down a ramp. And it's actually Stekeli to spot. Lots of A main aggression. Just about manages to run back onto the side, but it's gonna be 3 USPs of EVERSIO to hold on to this A site against the utility and firepower of CSDE. And they know they have time. They haven't even committed to this A site, so just toying with EVERSIO a little in this round. Zillion does here. MCL making lots of steps here. Doesn't want to go looking for this frag just yet. Bomb is actually making its way very slowly over towards B side. Kelly will go down. At A main presence, maybe planting a doubt in EVERSIO's head. We see Bungie over towards mid. Not committing to the B push just yet. Is joined by Trevor as well as they will start to walk out of mid. Zillion could find a lot of information here, but will as well go down. It will be Zillion to find MCL and will indeed find the info that Bomb is going towards B side, going down as well. And Trevor and Bungie, just the USPs left, will be looking to try and find the frag and take an AK into the next round. It's Bungie. Here's one player heading towards long, but missed headshot opportunity there. Shikari does get dinked, but good for the kill over onto Trevor. Bungie also going down without finding anything else. And Shikari gets his 30 bomb. Still at least one round to play in this game. EVERSIO looking like they might lose here. CSDE do secure match point. 12 to 10. Couple of opportunities to close out the game. And the Shikari and MCL, sorry, if Shikari and Icebeard keep playing how they've been playing, it doesn't look like EVERSIO will be able to put a stop to it. Also mid utility early on. All 5 players over towards that A side of the map. EVERSIO responding with some aggression towards A, and it's just Bungie on this A side. So really gonna have to hold on for his team. Does find the first kill onto Icebeard, a very big kill to be found, but has to be careful not to get caught on the repeat. And Suzura tagged down low, but will indeed take down Bungie. So an open A side and a 4v4 retake that EVERSIO need if they want to stay in this game. And Stekeli, what a lurk, taking down Zura and the off of Shikari. MCL does take down Zillion, but Pel9 falling to Stekeli. MCL also taking down Keith. Really trying to drag this game over the line for his team. However, Stekeli, 4 kills in the round, does secure a super important 11 for EVERSIO. Keeps them in the contention and in the running for this match. 12 to 11.
Counter-terrorists win.
Going the distance here, regardless, all 24 rounds of regulation required between these teams. Yet to see if overtime is on the cards. CSDE, as much money as you'd like, can fully invest into this round. Do not have to spare any expense. EVERSIO also with a very strong buy. Some limited utility on Keith and Bungie, but Zillion has that AWP and Trevor does have that AK. So it will be very interesting to see if EVERSIO can force overtime here. Default split from EVERSIO. And it's also going to be a default from CSDE. 2 players towards that B side, 2 towards mid, and actually nobody heading towards A just yet from the CSDE side. Some early on util, and Shikari actually gets rid of all of his utility early on, allowing him just to focus purely on using that AWP. And Stekeli does get caught in mid, able to just jump to safety. Maybe an unexpected corner that he found over in mid will allow him to get the jump on these CTs. Bomb is in mid as well, making his way towards Donut, where Keith lies in wait. Does spot the first player. A little bit of chip damage done, but will go down to MCL. Now EVERSIO know that it is going to be an A play. Zillion needs to go nuclear with this op. Does find the first onto Pel9. As Trevor really needs to find the frag onto Shikari here. Shikari missed shot, but Trevor doesn't capitalize off it. And now B-side is open. Shikari does go for a repeat though, and that will cost him. However, B-side has been left wide open, and EVERSIO will need to retake the 3v3 here. Trevor quick to go down though by Zura, so a 2 versus 3 retake required of EVERSIO. A molly, a flash, and an HE on Zillion. Couple of mollies over on the side of CSDE, so they could just completely lock EVERSIO out of this game here. EVERSIO have to go and have to take down these players very quickly. And time is ticking. 20 seconds left on the bomb. Just Bungie with the kit will get caught with his Night out. Zergon does find another kill, but it will be MCL to seal it off, the final kill. And CSDE do secure the victory versus Project EVERSIO. Tightly contested game, but a great game between these two teams. And it will be CSDE who are just able to come out on top. I will be trying to get one of the CSDE guys in for an interview right away. Just gonna throw to a quick intermission while we set all the cameras up. So don't go anywhere and we'll be right back. All right, guys, I'm joined by Mclo, the leader or the captain, I guess, of the CSDE squad. Congratulations, 13-11. What a game on Ancient that was. I mean, what are your initial talk me through the initial feelings.
So I mean, basically, like EVERSIO, very very strong team. Like that was we knew going into it. It's difficult. Like we had to reschedule our first match, so having to face EVERSIO in your first match is never easy. They did really really well. They're tactically a lot stronger than us. Um, we really need to improve our T side. I think CT we kind of figured out some stuff that worked. Vanya was actually Shikari was making a lot of the calls, so we figured out like how to make it work. And but T side we really have to improve. But EVERSIO really really good at taking advantage. They're a very strong team, so it was tough. First game for a lot of these guys, like not used to playing Team CS, especially me. And playing EVERSIO is never easy. They're a very good team.
So you mentioned Shikari, and I just have to shout out this guy for a second. 30-12. What a game! I mean, there was a point where he was like 12-2. He was completely destroying the server. I know you spoke very highly of him, but seeing him in action against a high caliber opponent of EVERSIO, that was really really something special. I also wanted to say that you did have a technical issue. We were gonna see Kuroto initially, but Icebeard did sub in for him. Now Icebeard did put on a very strong performance as well, 20-15. But do you think that maybe this would have been a more one-sided ordeal if you could field your starting five?
To be honest with you, I think it would. I think, if we swap out Kirotu, bring in Icebeard or Icebeard plays, I think it's still like a 13-11, 13-10. Like I think tactically we're not there yet. We had a lot of rounds that like obviously Shikari dropping 30 kills like that really saved us in a massive way. I had a terrible game. So I think either way with them, it's still like it's still a close game no matter who we put in. Like I think Rotu definitely helps us, but we're Icebeard did a great he had a great game, and really really carried the load. So it was important for him to play the way he did. It wasn't just Shikari. Obviously, we had to we had to kind of lock in on T side. I think they won the first 5 rounds, 4 or 5 rounds.
Yeah, they won five in a row. Yeah.
Yeah, so it was like tactically we just had to be better until we're there. It's I think either way it's a close game.
Cool. But you've beaten them now, 13-11. As close as it is, you do still get that victory. And do you feel maybe a bit confident that? I know it's been your first game, but maybe do you start planning for the playoffs now? You beat EVERSIO, arguably the contenders, or the defending champs locally. So could you say that maybe, okay, this was one of the 2-3 maybe very tough outings here, and you hope now that you'll take those victories against the maybe less the lower elo opponents, and that you can secure playoffs now?
One game at a time, my friend.
One game at a time.
We take every opponent equally serious. Whether it's some of the teams that are touted to be the lowest, or some of the teams that are at the top, we take it all the same. We just wanna win, but one match at a time. We're not even looking at playoffs. We're not looking at play con. Nothing. We have one game at a time mentality, and we just need to go into the server, get 13 rounds before the other team does, and go from there.
Sounds good. Well, you are the winners today, so congratulations. Any last words maybe before we shut off the stream for tonight?
GG to EVERSIO, man. I think they're really really strong team. I mean best of one. Like anything could happen. Best of one. We're not gonna be parading around in the streets. EVERSIO lost. Like we know that they're gonna come back. They're gonna punish some team next week because of this, and eventually they know how we play on Ancient. It's a comfortable pick for us. So if we face them in playoffs, if we even make playoffs, it could be a different result in best of 3. So GG to EVERSIO, all these guys, they're fantastic guys. So
all right, thank you very much for joining me, Mclo, and good luck for your next matches.
Thank you. You too. Thank you for the cast.
Every 39 seconds, a business falls victim to a cyber attack. Shockingly, a staggering 92% of malware infiltrates organizations through email. In 2023, it's taking organizations an average of 49 days to identify a cyber attack. With CyberSIFT DNS Protect, you get one platform with many benefits. Effortlessly control with advanced URL filtering and gain full network visibility. Protect your business from phishing, malware, and advertising tracking. Be up and running in less than 24 hours. Boost productivity with over 80 categories. Protect what matters most. Start protecting today with our free 30-day trial. Experience confidence with CyberSIFT DNS Protect. Secure your digital world today. Visit our website.
Get ready for something big. It's the 5th edition of PlayCon, happening October 9th to 12th at the MFCC to Ali. Experience the latest games, tech showcases, epic tournaments, and awesome cosplay. Entrance is free. PlayCon, where gamers unite.